Hello everyone, welcome to the Iconic Dollcast. My name is Sage, your host, and welcome back to another episode all about dolls. This week we're going to be doing our monthly doll check-in episode. We're going to talk about tons of dolls that were released in the month of November. And honestly, I feel like the last 5 months have been so insane with doll releases. I don't feel like it's been as crazy this month, but there's still tons and tons of dolls to talk about. So we're going to jump right into it. Also, for those of you who are listening on Apple Podcasts, this is a video episode. You can still just listen to it. I'm going to run through it the same way I've always done all of my doll check-ins. But if you want to watch as I go, please head over to Spotify or YouTube at Iconic Dollcast. But let's get into it. And I think we have a lot of Barbie to discuss. So let's go over everything else first. And we're actually going to start with Disney today. So Disney Store has some really fun upcoming releases, including this 17-inch Mother Gothel doll from the movie Rapunzel. This is so iconic, and I actually have not bought a limited edition Disney doll in so long. They're just really, really expensive. This is no exception. This doll is going to retail at $160, and I know a lot of people are super stressed because apparently there's only going to be 1,400 of these available, so they are going to sell really quick. And honestly, sometimes I think Disney really underestimates the power of their villains, especially for adult collectors. A lot of adult collectors really love the villains. I totally understand that sometimes the villains might not be everything to kids, but when you're going to put out a special edition doll, I think a lot of adults would be buying this. So it is interesting to see that it is only being produced in such a low number. And sometimes I think that is just so companies can say, oh, the doll sold out and it's a big achievement. But honestly, I wish there were more of these being made. I'm not even going to try for it, but everyone who is, good luck. She is really pretty. I've always been obsessed with Mother Gothel. She gives me Cher vibes in the best way possible. And I think this doll looks really nice. I haven't bought one of these in a while, so I can't really speak on the quality of how these are nowadays, but back when I was buying some of the limited edition dolls, they were always really nice, and I think the doll is beautiful. So very excited about that. And along with Mother Gothel, Disney Store is also releasing a 17-inch Yzma doll from the Emperor's New Groove. I am assuming this will be the same price point. I'm not sure how many of these are going to be released and if it's going to be as difficult to get her as the Mother Gothel doll, but I have to say the Emperor's New Groove is honestly one of the most underrated Disney films of all time. It's one of my personal favorites. I might try and get this. I haven't quite decided yet, but it's just cool to see Yzma getting some recognition. She is such an iconic villain. She's so funny, and yeah, I think the doll looks really cool, and I'm excited to see what people say about her. I'm interested to see if she sells out really fast. Not really sure, but I think this doll looks really great, so pretty cool. And honestly, sticking with the Disney thing, there's also a Bo Peep limited edition 17-inch doll. I really feel like in the last few years, this character has been getting a lot more recognition, which is pretty cool. Toy Story is not my favorite thing, but this doll looks pretty nice. She also retailed at $159, $160 and was limited to 3,900 units, which is interesting. And at the time of recording this episode, she is still available over on the Disney Store website. So love to see it, love Disney. And I always say, I really do think Mattel is doing a nice job with the Disney license, but nothing ever beats Disney Store dolls to me. I think they look incredibly accurate and perfect. So next, we are going to get into Bratz, and on our last doll check-in, we talked about all of the controversy and the backlash for these Hello Kitty collab with the Bratz dolls, and the controversy was obviously over the fact that the character Sasha was not included in the line, and MGA responded pretty quickly saying they understood and heard all of the fans' comments and that a Sasha doll would be coming, and here she is. She will be coming out in June. There was definitely a part of me that thought maybe this was planned all along and, MGA wanted to stir up some controversy to get Bratz sales to climb up. I'm not sure. I think if that were the case, the doll would be released a lot sooner than that, but here she is. She looks all right, and I was just super worried that it was going to be a very, very rushed product, but since she's not coming out until June, I'm going to give MGA the benefit of the doubt and also say that I do appreciate that MGA was listening to the fans and they did pull through with this, but at the end of the day, I still just don't understand why Sasha was wasn't included in the original line just because she has been a part of all of the newest Bratz releases. So that was pretty surprising, but looks like MGA is going to pull through, and her price point is $34.99. I think that's the same as all the others, not totally sure. She looks all right. She looks nice. Hello Kitty isn't my favorite thing, so I will not be buying this doll, but I'm glad to see Sasha getting her justice. Sasha is the best Bratz, so very excited for her moment, and yeah. Of course, we have the new Wicked for Good movie coming out very shortly here, and while I might not be that into Wicked, I do think this new musical keepsake set is very, very nice. This is probably what I think is the best set of Wicked dolls to be released thus far from either of the movies. I really love that it plays music. I think the dolls look really nice, and I have to say I definitely prefer Glinda in her blue dress. The blue dress is absolutely stunning. I believe this music box style set is retailing at $160. You could get it on maybe Mattel Creations, and yeah, the detailing is great. The dolls look awesome. I think they have maybe a little bit more articulation than the regular dolls you can get in the store, and again, it is a music box style doll, which I think is really cool. It plays music from the movie, of course. The packaging is very, very nice. This is gonna look really good on display for anyone who buys this set. And I know this was released last month, but I didn't get to mention it in the last episode, so I wanted to make sure Wicked had its moment in this check-in, of course. Next, I am going to mention these K-pop Demon Hunter dolls very briefly. I actually know nothing about what K-pop Demon Hunters is. I just know that the kids are really obsessed with it. I haven't watched it. I haven't listened to any of the music. I see that there is a set coming from Mattel of all three of the characters. I would assume they're all in the movie. I'm not sure. And I have to say this. So, I mean, going into it blindly, I haven't checked it out, but I'm getting very Labubu vibes from this. This set is going to retail at $150, and it's not even going to be released until late next year. And I'm just kind of wondering if this is even going to be relevant a year from now. Not quite sure what the K-pop Demon Hunters world has planned, so I don't really know, but everyone's talking about it, so I had to mention it. And then also, if you're stressed about paying $150 for some dolls you're not going to get until late next year, I would be too. It sounds like Hasbro also has a deal with the brand, and they're also going to be releasing merchandise, which I assume is going to be dolls, hopefully at a more budget-friendly price. But had to mention the K-pop Demon Hunters. The kids at my work love the K-pop Demon Hunters, and I just haven't gotten into it yet. So a new Stevie Nicks doll was released by Mattel late last month. I didn't mention this in the last episode either. She looks pretty much the same as the first one, although this time she is in her belladonna white outfit, and I have this gut feeling that this doll, I think, looks so much like Britney Spears. And not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I mean, I really think it looks like her, and I am wondering if initially this doll mold was planned to be a Britney Spears doll. I have no evidence on that, just based on what she looks like. I just really think it looks like her, but I know she sold out really quick on Mattel Creations at the end of the month, last month, but I did just today actually see her at Barnes & Noble. She was retailed at $59.99. I almost got her, but I was like, I just cannot justify buying a $60 doll that isn't even really an artist that I follow. I really appreciate Stevie Nicks. She's obviously an icon. And again, I just really think this doll looks like Britney Spears. It could totally be customized into a Britney doll if Britney didn't already have her iconic, amazing doll from the late 90s and early 2000s, which nothing will ever beat, in my opinion. But yeah, so she's pretty nice, and it's nice to see artists getting love from Mattel. I just wish they would do a little bit more. Oh, and one more doll that I forgot to mention last time on our doll check-in episode is the Monster, let me see if I can say this right, the Monster High Alien Skeletor Xenomorph doll. Hopefully I said that right, otherwise that's so embarrassing, but I'm not a Monster High collector, but people went crazy over this doll, and she's actually really, really cool. cool. I guess this character is based on a movie. Again, sorry, I don't follow Monster High too much, but people were talking about this. She was priced at $85. I know she sold out really, really quick. And again, I know nothing about this character or what movie she's from, but this doll is really cool. The packaging is incredible. It's giving me Lady Gaga. It's definitely on brand with the whole Monster High thing. It's so different and fun. And yeah, I definitely had to mention this because a few people were like, you didn't talk about this on the last episode. Sorry, I missed it. And also just with me not following Monster High so much, I forgot to put it in. So this doll is really cool. I don't think you can get her anymore. I'm sure the scalping prices on this are absolutely ridiculous. But yes, this Monster High alien doll is just everything. So cool. And now I think it is time to get into Barbie. And as always, there is so much Barbie to talk about. Let's start with what I think is my favorite Barbie release from the last few weeks. And that is the new Ballet Wishes Barbie. She is exactly like our Ballet Wishes Barbie from last year, but she is an AA doll and she is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not totally sure that they've used this Odile mold on an AA doll before, but she is incredible. I have started looking for her. I haven't found her at Barnes & Noble yet. I definitely want to pick this doll out in person just to make sure she is up to my standards, but you can get her online. I just think she is absolutely gorgeous. I know some people were a little bit upset and they wanted something a little bit different, but I actually, for display reasons, love this. I already have plans for her in my doll room. I'm going to have one Ballet Wishes doll over here and then the new one over here. I think it's going to be aesthetically pleasing. And again, the doll is just beyond gorgeous. And speaking of Odile and Odile molds, it looks like Odile is going to be part of the new Fashionistas line. And I actually think a lot of these dolls have new molds that we haven't seen before. And I know people are always coming at Fashionistas for their quality, but again, they are super cheap, $10. So I think they are great for what they are. I know a lot of people are going to buy up this doll with this Odile mold solely for customization reasons. And I love that. And I think Barbie loves it too. Barbie's all about creativity. So these should be hitting shelves in the next few months. We also have a new wave. I think this is the third wave of Barbie Deluxe Style dolls. And again, as usual, there is going to be a rare find doll in this line. And this time they are bringing back the Raquel mold, which is interesting to me. Regardless, this is a very pretty doll, but I really wish they would have gone with Kira. I mean, they've done the classics like Midge and Christy. I really would have loved to see them bring back Kira rather than Raquel. They look very, very similar, and I'm guessing that like the Christy rare find doll, this is going to be a lot easier to find than the rare find Midge doll, which we all remember at the beginning of this year was just a bloodbath trying to get that doll. But I do enjoy these dolls. I think they look really nice. They are also priced pretty fairly. I think they're like $21, $22. And again, I think the rare find thing is really fun. It's fun for us to all go doll hunting and let each other know where they found things. And yeah, so I just wish it was Kira. That's all. Another incredible Barbie that I want to mention is this Vincent van Gogh Barbie. Let me just read the description of this. It says, Barbie takes center stage in Mattel's MoMA, M-O-M-A, inspired capsule collection. Mattel has launched a new capsule collection in collaboration with the Museum of Modern Art, celebrating the fusion of design, creativity, and play. The limited edition series includes Barbie, Hot Wheels, Uno, and more, each reimagined through the lens of modern art and the museum's timeless influence on global design. This doll is so gorgeous. She is based on the iconic Starry Night painting. The detailing is incredible. Her price point is $160, which is a bit high, but for this, honestly, I think it might be worth it. The packaging alone is just incredible. They used a beautiful sculpt for this doll. I think she is absolutely gorgeous. And again, just detailed packaging. I love the art theme of this. I can't wait to see what else and what other artists they incorporate into this line. But yeah, this Barbie is just incredibly beautiful. I wish I could afford her, but I can't. But she is something. Barbie fans also got their first Brooklyn BarbieStyle collector doll. She's boho chic. That's what it says. And this was a fan voted doll that was created. Sometimes Mattel Creation does this. They give you some options of dolls and fans vote on what they want to see. And it looks like the boho chic doll is what won. This doll is price pointed at $55, which I actually think is pretty fair. And honestly, I do see a little bit more effort with this doll than we generally see with those deluxe collector edition dolls. No offense. She's very high fashion. I like the fact that she comes on a made to move body. A lot of the times those collector dolls come on that Model Muse Barbie body, which I'm just getting a little bit tired of. I know they are aesthetically pleasing. I know they are super classy, but I also know that people like the articulated aspect of Barbie. So to put her on a made to move Barbie body is really nice. I am not crazy about the fact that she comes with a plastic purse and plastic boots. They definitely could have done a little bit more with that, but again, I think for $55, this is pretty fair. I love Brooklyn. I love that she has a closed mouth. I think this doll is absolutely stunning. She's very high fashion. I'm not really into high fashion, but I do think this doll is nice. I'm not going to be adding her to my collection, but I saw a lot of mixed feelings about this doll. I am leaning towards the more, I really like her. I'm not going to buy her, but I did see a lot of people criticizing her as well, which is the norm when it comes to Barbie and Barbie fans. All right, and lastly, I want to mention these new Barbie Dream Bestie dolls. You guys, I was not into the Barbie Dream Bestie line when it first came out. I criticized them hard. I just don't like all the obnoxious accessories. I think they are kind of like, honestly, like the most ungenuine Barbies ever, because they really are just like a hybrid version of Rainbow High dolls, Bratz dolls, and Barbie all together. It's not really an original idea, but I am obsessed with these budget dolls. I got these, the Barbie and the Brooklyn, at Ross for $13.99, which I think is a pretty fair price. And honestly, the best thing about these dolls is they don't have a ton of unnecessary, obnoxious accessories. I think they are much better dolls when they are a little bit stripped back. I think the accessories on these dolls are pretty cute. I'm especially obsessed with the Barbie bestie. She is for sure inspired by the original 1959 Barbie. You can tell by her cute little bangs. I love her little tangerine or orange purse. Again, it's just not overly obnoxious. These dolls were priced really nicely. This line also has a Teresa and a Renee. I have not seen these out in the wild just yet, and I'm pretty sure that the Brooklyn Barbie bestie is a Ross exclusive, and so maybe the others are also store specific exclusives as well. But again, I just was not crazy about these dolls, but I think these are really nice. They were affordable. The dolls are really cute. And I just can't believe I am excited and obsessed with a Barbie Dream Bestie doll, much less two of them. I think these dolls are great. I am looking forward to see what they do next. There's a couple more Barbie Dream Besties that are coming out in the next month or so. Definitely not interested in those, but if they continue to release budget-friendly dolls like this, I will definitely be checking them out. And something crazy, I think this is actually the first doll check-in episode that I've ever done where I didn't mention any new American Girl doll releases. You guys know I love American Girl, so I do want to shout out author Angela Cervantes. Last week I had her on the show, and you guys, Angela is the author of the new Girl of the Year Raquel Reyes books, and I had a great conversation with her, so please go check that out. Raquel is like easily the most iconic Girl of the Year ever released because she is a descendant of Samantha Parkington, and it sounds like this might be the route that American Girl is going to go with future Girl of the Year dolls, which I love. I want to see them all connected to OG characters like Kirsten and Addie and Molly and Kit. Can't wait for that. So definitely, if you haven't checked out that episode, it was so much fun. And that is our doll check-in episode this month. I kept it short and sweet. We had a lot to cover, but I think I got it done in 20 minutes, which is pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for continuing to listen and watch the Iconic Doll Cast. It means so much to me. I have the time of my life with this. I will have a brand new episode for you guys next week. As always, please follow me on Instagram at Britney Spears Custom Dolls, or you can follow the podcast Instagram at Iconic Dollcast. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're not, please subscribe to my channel, Iconic Dollcast. I'm really trying to kick things off on there and get you guys lots of cool new doll videos and content and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will talk with you guys next time.